Hey, Pastor Yahoo here. Welcome you back to our Big Butts of the Bible series. I think we're on week 44 as we look for the three-letter word B-U-T in the Holy Scriptures. Last week, if you remember, if not, let's go back and watch it. Wow, 43 was good. I liked it.
I made it. I should like it. Yeah?
Anyways, Galatians 2:20. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. That's a big butt of the Bible, the indwelling of Christ. Well, I said, if you recall, as we finished, that I was going to talk more about this whole crucified life, that you have died, yet somehow you're still living. So, this happens to be the day after Halloween that I'm recording this, so we're going to talk about
Christian zombies. Ah! Yes, that's what we are. Dead men walking.
people who have died to the things of this world, yet are alive by the power of God in us, and so we no longer fear death because we can live Spirit-led, self-controlled lives with no fear because God lives in us. And greater is He that is in us than he that is in the world. But I get ahead of myself. Romans 6, continuing with this thought of the crucified life. Let's start with verse 10. Speaking of Jesus. For the death He died to sin once and for all. But the life He lives to God. See the big but in the Bible? But the life He lived to God. So we died with Christ. I have been crucified with Christ. And we died. But we didn't die physically right there. We died to sin and its power, its control over us. I'm sorry to say, my friend, but you were born a sinner. I know people think you're inherently good and babies are cute, but you inherit a sin nature spiritually from your parents all the way back to Adam and Eve. You're born a slave to sin. But you died to that with Christ. He died in your place, and you died with Him. Verse 11. So then, because of this truth, that Christ set us free from sin, and that we have died to sin, and we can live for Christ. So, verse 11, you also must consider yourselves dead to sin and alive to God in Jesus Christ. So, you must consider yourselves dead to sin.
But!
Most translations say but, because it's a big but of the Bible. But alive to God in Christ Jesus. Dead to sin, but alive to God in Christ Jesus. That is a massive transition in your life when you realize you no longer serve the master of sin and self, which is really Satan, but you died to that, and now you live to serve and please the eternal God. That's the big bet of the Bible. That's number 44. Guess what? 45 is next week. See you then. God bless.